Hello and welcome to this EXP training video for ACCA paper F1 Accountant in Business. In this video we're looking at Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is all about leading and managing individuals and teams. So if we look at the word cloud, individuals, motivating, management, group, there's going to be quite a bit of theory we're going to have a look at as well, but we'll come on to that in one moment. First of all, some key knowledge we need to make sure we understand. What do we actually mean by leadership, management and supervision? Lots of different definitions, but the ones we've got here, leaders are individuals who people want to follow. And we'll look at later on certain characteristics of leadership. What about managers? Managers are individuals who manage people, as the name suggests, and who delegate work to them to get things done, to get things completed. Third one you need to make sure you understand is supervisors. What do we mean by the term supervisors? Supervisors are the interface, or the link between management and the workers. So they have a more supervisory role. They're responsible for supervising people and helping get specific tasks done by groups of people. So you need to make sure you're aware of leaders, managers and supervisors. Okay, moving on to some theories we're going to have a look at. First of all, a fairly well-known one of the earlier ones, Fail. Henri Fail. He came up with the 5 functions of management, commonly known, to remember it, as PO-C. P-O-C-C. What do we mean by that? Well, the 5 functions, PO-C, we can see on the next page, P-O-C-C-C. We have planning, organising, commanding, coordinating and controlling. According to Fail, those are the 5 classic functions of management. Another management theorist from the same school of thought as Fail was Taylor. Now, Taylor identified what he called the scientific methods of working. And in simple terms, what that means is that employees are given specific tasks, specific roles they have to do. They're given little discretion. So employees are treated to a certain extent like machines. Next one to have a quick look at is known as the Human Relations School. Now, we had the classical scientific approach before, which was very much saying that, man is a machine. The Human Relations school of thought is saying that no, there are more things that are important with the human capital. So employees are motivated by more than pay. Things such as relationships, group interaction are more important than mere pay alone. Mayo and the Hawthorne studies are behind this school of thought. We've got the classical, the human relations. The third one, known as the contingency approach, is saying that there isn't a single best approach to managing people. It depends on the actual situation. Now, 2 management theorists associated with the contingency approach, we have Mintzberg and Drucker. Mintzberg identified the 3 categories of skills that managers need: interpersonal, decisional, informational. So all of these 3 skills are important for managers according to Mintzberg. Interpersonal, decisional, informational. Peter Drucker again came up with a list of 5, but he identified 5 operations of a manager, what they need to do. They need to make sure they set objectives, organize a group, motivate, command, measure performance, and develop systems. Turning the page to page 36, we have some leadership theories. First one, John Adair. John Adair's action-centered leadership stated that there are three needs which leaders should be able to be addressing. We have the needs of the task, the needs of the group, and the needs of an individual. And the concept behind this action-centered leadership is saying that there won't be a constant time to allocate to each of these needs. It'll be action-centered. It will be moving between the threes. So at one stage it could be that the needs of the group are dominant. So a leader needs to spend more time on the group needs. A couple of days later, maybe the task needs become more important. So the leader, according to John Adair, is always monitoring the situation to see which one of these needs is most important at a particular time. Blakemoutons Grid. Blakemoutons Grid identifies individuals according to their concern for people, how concerned are they for people, and their concern for production, for the task. So it's people and production. They plotted low and low and high and high. So let's just choose one as an example. The country club. So what this means is an individual has a low concern for production but a high concern for people. So they're not really overly worried about the task or the production, but they are concerned for the people. Those type of people are classified as country club people. The opposite extreme, you've got an individual who's got a high concern for production, a low concern for people, is known as task orientated. And we have various other points around here. The purpose of this grid is if you are putting together a team, then you can identify what type of person they are and maybe get the right balance. If, for example, you've got all task-orientated people, you want to make sure there's a correct balance there. Another use is to identify training needs for these individuals. So again, if the focus is too much on the production, on the task, maybe training towards people needs, identifying how to motivate, how to work, and the need to work with these people. Moving to page 37, a very famous theory we're going to look at now, Belbin. Now, Belbin identified a number of roles. His argument was that people are born with certain characteristics, and those characteristics end up identifying individuals according to their role. So let's just choose one, a plant. Somebody who is a plant, somebody who has the plant characteristics, is somebody who comes up with ideas. They plant the idea. They're not very good at moving it forward or necessarily finishing that idea, but they're good at ideas. If we look at a completer finisher, that person isn't particularly good at coming up with ideas, but they're very good at finishing items, completing projects. We have a chairman coordinator, good at chairing things, good at managing things. The idea behind Belbin's role models is that when you are creating a team, when you're forming a team, you have to make sure that you have a good balance of these roles. If, for example, the whole team was made up of chairmans and coordinators, everybody would be good at coordinating things, but they wouldn't have any ideas to coordinate or any people that wanted to finish things off. Next theory to look at, Tuchman. Tuchman identified different stages within team development. So if you imagine when a team gets together, when a group of people get together for a project, the first stage is the forming stage. So people get to know each other, they're introducing each other. The second stage, storming. This is characterized by conflict, for example. At the storming stage, people are identifying what roles they want to do, what positions they want. The next stage, things are settling down, things are becoming normal. It's the norming stage, where the team is starting to gradually perform, which leads on to the fourth stage, of performing. So the team forms, the team storms, it then norms, and it starts performing. Other writers have suggested there's a fifth stage where teams become complacent and start to dorm, start to sleep. And at that stage they need to be reactivated, re-energized.